and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty. People know me and the Stews brand in these streets. Holla at your folk. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Yes! So you think you're a fantasy whiz, huh? Well, prove it and make some nice scratch at the same time. Scratch is money. What you know about FanDuel? FanDuel packs the thrill of a whole season in 1 week. Play in 1 week fantasy football leagues for free money with immediate cash payouts. The money is real with no season-long commitment. That's huge because when your team starts to suck, you don't want to play no more. It's no more fun. Trade everybody. I've been there. You play win and how much you want. Deposit now and FanDuel will match it up to $200. Use the promo code COOLER. That's COOLER and take advantage of free loot to get your game on. FanDuel, where every week is a new season.
It's a radio uprising in here. The Doug Stewart Show.
Thank you for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show, and this is a Mad Dog Monday. And what we do on Mad Dog Mondays is talk ballers and busters, a.k.a. your game balls and your goats. That's what we do around here. And a lot of goats to give away, a lot of busters to give out, and there's a lot of ballers as well. As mentioned in the first segment, man, the title of today's show is Hail to Big Ben 2, because last week, Monday, we had the first show on Hail to Big Ben as he threw 6 touchdown passes, and this dude does it again. So 12 touchdown passes in 2 weeks, the first guy to ever do that in the NFL. So that's what we're doing today, a little fun with that. And also the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're all over the news today. They retired the number 75, Mean Joe Green's number. And so it started me thinking about iconic members of your team, of your organization, of your program. And so Mean Joe Green, I mean, that says a lot because great players came through that dynasty of the Pittsburgh Steelers during the 70s. Chuck Noll just passed away recently. So they paid homage to, what a lot of people would consider their most iconic player. And it's not Bradshaw, and there's a lot of great offensive players. It's not Franco Harris. It's not Stallworth or Lynn Swann or anybody like that. Rocky Blyer with his great story. No, it's a defensive player. Okay? And it was the steel curtain. So, yeah, I thought that was proper. I thought that was perfect for that organization. So we're talking about the most iconic players that come through your program or your team's history. If you talk about the Miami Hurricanes, and there's obviously a ton of great players, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If you talk about the Miami Hurricanes, I don't know. Is it Bernie Kosar? Is it Vinny Testaverde? Is it Michael Irvin? That's one of those where you can kind of toss it up and have some debate on who their most recognizable or the biggest name from their program is. And I guess maybe it would be Kosar. No, maybe it'd be I don't know. That's a good one. And I just thought about that just now. Some is very clear cut. This guy is the guy for said team, or this guy is the guy for said team. For the Miami Hurricanes football program, I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can help me out with that. The number is 404-382-0338. And this segment is brought to you by Univon. Great long distance, not like you at your mama's house. Yeah, check them out. Go to my website, thedugstewartshow.com, and click on their banner link and get more details about that. All right? So we're talking about most notable guys to come through your program or through your team. And we're also talking about these sports from this past weekend, man. So I'm in South Carolina, and I'm at the tailgate, and they've got this big-ass widescreen TV set up. And obviously, we're watching Georgia-Florida, okay, at the tailgate. So Georgia-Florida's on, and a dude I went to school with, he says to me, and the game had just started, Florida's going to win this game. I was like, what? In the whole week prior, I'm saying, like, Georgia's going to handle their business. This isn't even going to be a contest. And then the game happened. 38-20, The Florida Gators upset the number 11 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. And my only question is, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to shoot you straight. And a lot of times, I think people expect guys to do this job, to watch every single game, to watch every single minute, and to be abreast of exactly all the details of a game, all right? The TV was on, but there was a lot of other stuff happening. There was a lot of other stuff happening, and I tried to go back and forth and just keep abreast of what was going on, but I just got to keep it real. And this is the Keep It Real show. I didn't really watch this damn game, okay? And that may, I may not even should say that for a guy that hosts a sports talk radio show, but damn it, once again, I try to keep it real. And I try to watch all these damn games and be abreast of everything that people are talking about, but damn it, there was a lot of going on. All right, there was a DJ out there with music blasted. That made it hard to hear the game. There was crab. They were cooking crabs. They had a big-ass low country boil. And there was some nice young ladies walking by, very shapely. There was a lot going on, okay? So from what I understand, Georgia, okay, got the ball ran down their throat. All right, from Fred Taylor's little boy, he goes off for 25 carries, 197 yards. Matt Jones, 2 backs, damn near go over 200 yards. Against the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, my first question when I saw this and I read these details and heard about what was going on and watched it was, what the hell happened to Jeremy Pruitt? Didn't we bring this guy in here to stop teams? And defensively, they had been playing very good over the last couple of weeks. You know about the shutout that they had against Missouri. Just playing great football. They beat Arkansas handily. What the hell happened this past weekend? If you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, give me a call. Give me a call at 404-382-0338. What happened? Have the Georgia Bulldogs been, doing what they've been doing with smoke and mirrors? A better indication of the team? Was it the South Carolina Gamecocks? I mean, the loss that they had against them. Have they, just been playing outside of their capabilities over the last couple of weeks? But when I saw this, and then the whole story about Jeff Driscoll being benched for the Harris kid, which the Harris kid really didn't do a lot. I think he threw the ball 6 times, okay? So he really wasn't a factor in this game. What the hell happened with the Georgia Bulldogs this past weekend? What the hell happened? This is a team that, before this game, there was a book in Las Vegas, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that had Georgia as one of the teams, odds-on favorite to win the national championship. And I think the other team was Florida State and obviously Ole Miss at the time, or Mississippi State at the time. So what the hell happened with the Georgia Bulldogs this past weekend? And somebody sent a little message on the chat just now. I read it when I was coming back to the break. And they were like, the bigger the game for the Georgia Bulldogs, the bigger the letdown. And this seems like it happens every single year. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And I've said this a lot of times. The Georgia Bulldogs, and first, let me say this. Mark Richt's a great guy. I mean, I don't even need to say that. It's almost like Mark Richt's such a great guy, you almost have to preface everything you say about him by saying he's a great guy. Mark Richt's a fantastic person, but there has been what you would call a routine for the Georgia Bulldogs is when they get up, somehow they just let you down. And they lose to a Vanderbilt, or they lose to a team they shouldn't have lost to. And that's what looks like happened this past weekend. I mean, it was unbelievable when I saw the final score of this game. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what happened in between time of this game? Georgia had been playing fantastic football, like I mentioned earlier, and then they just pissed the bed. And so back to square one. And like I was saying earlier, or about to say, Georgia and Clemson, and maybe it's just because I'm in this part of the country, maybe it's the fact that they do have a national championship on their resume. The Georgia Bulldogs in 1981 with Herschel Walker, and the Clemson Tigers the Clemson was 81. Georgia was 80. Maybe it's the fact that we're passionate about our football in the South. They do have a national championship on their resume, and so we expect great things from these programs. That's not the case. That's not the case. And teams, you have letdowns. And this past weekend, man, was just a game the Georgia Bulldogs aren't supposed to win. I mean, or aren't supposed to lose. That's just not supposed to happen. And defensively, they've been doing good things. So just very, very disappointing to see what transpired in this game. And one more year passes where the Georgia Bulldogs aren't going to be in the conversation for the national championship. Very, very disappointing. 404-382-0338. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. And you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show and the Sports Talk with hot sauce, all right? Texas Pete hot sauce. And, man, whatever you want to get into, we can do it. Big Ben Roethlisberger does what he does and has a great game and throws 6 touchdown passes. And the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, they're back in the hunt. They're back in the hunt, all right? People talked about this team being a team that was struggling, and, Mike Tomlin, his job is on the line. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are second in the AFC North Division, right behind the Cincinnati Bengals. And the only reason that they're behind, they have both the same amount of wins. But Cincinnati doesn't have any losses, and the Steelers do, all right? 4-1 or 6-3 versus 5-2. And so Cincinnati 5-2 record, and the Pittsburgh Steelers 6-3. So a very interesting race, even though Cincinnati's still ahead of them. One less loss, one less win as well, too. But so the Pittsburgh Steelers are right back in. And it's funny, a couple of weeks ago, we were going to talk about another game that happened. It's funny how fans just, they're prisoners of the moment. And you remember what happened with the Patriots a couple of weeks ago when they got blown out by the Kansas City Chiefs? I believe that was on Monday night. And a lot of losses, terrible losses for the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last couple of weeks, and everybody's writing everybody off. No, it's a long season. It's a long season. It's a 16-week season. And so it's fluid. It's fluid, and teams get better over time. Teams start to gel over time, and it looks like that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Harrison gets a baller award as he has a tremendous game this past weekend for the Steelers against the Ravens. Tremendous game. And this guy was retired. So baller award goes to James Harrison. Do the damn thing, your old ass. But it looks like he's rejuvenated. All right, when we get back from the break, let's continue to talk and have fun on the chat about, who's the face of your organization. And make sure you're telling 135 people a day about the Doug Stewart Show. Have you done that? Have you told your daily allotment of 136 people about the most interactive show in America? Make sure you do that, man. Pass the word and the joy of the Doug Stewart Show. When we get back from the break, Tom Brady and Belichick, like, what? They screamed out like a famous line from that great rapper and thespian. How you like me now? Yes, they did. The New England Patriots, their demise has been greatly overstated. All right, when we get back from the break, we'll talk about the Patriots. And grab your calls, read your text, your chat. The funnest show on turf. This is the Doug Stewart Show. The Doug Stewart Show is off and running. But just like every company, we need sponsors. Would yours like to work with one of the livest, most dynamic, and recognized sports talk show personalities in America? By the way, that's me. Getting in on the ground floor? Well, call us at 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com and let's do business. From the smallest company in Atlanta to the biggest brands nationally and worldwide, shawty. People know me and the Stews brand in these streets. I'll let you both. Once again, the number is 770-847-0536 or email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Yes! This your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and a fully encompassed prepaid legal benefit that includes identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedugstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. I'm always saying get with the times. Stop acting like you at your mama house, calling that girl you met at summer camp 2 states away, and your mama screaming out, "I know you better not be talking long distance running up my bill with that little hussy girl." Well, get with the times with the long distance charges. Presenting Univon.
Univon offers unlimited worldwide calling to 60-plus countries for $14.99 a month. No contract,